And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Webby-nominated podcast featuring Choey and Jandler.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Me. The sassy shepherd struggles with syphilis. The sassy shepherd struggles with syphilis. Syphilis. Ma. I would like an Arnold Palmer at the omelet parlor.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Welcome, everybody, to Choey and Jandler's The Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. It's me, Jandler, here, and obviously Choey is here as well. This is going to be an interesting, just little tidbit here for a few minutes. Choey and I, we had a little technical difficulties recording the first part of it, so I'm actually just summarizing it, and then we got to the second part, and you'll hear how he was able to join. We actually recorded it, just didn't download it correctly. But I want to quickly start with this week's holidays.
Here are today's effing holidays.
So here are the holidays for us. Last Friday of April, I was about to say August. So first, April 24th, it's National Take Our Daughters and Sons to Work Day. Each year on the fourth Thursday in April, National Take Our Daughters and Sons to Work Day encourages parents to take their children to work. Hashtag Take Our Children to Work Day. Now, review or whatever, or tell a story. Choey said he took his youngest son to work one day because he had a half day, and I don't think his son liked it too much, but he said he has participated in that. I, however, have not. I don't have kids. I just work with other people's kids, so it's a little bit different. Also on April 24th, today is National Pigs in a Blanket Day. On April 24th, observe National Pigs in a Blanket Day with just a few ingredients. Hashtag Pigs in a Blanket Day. Choey looked this up for us and actually found out that pigs in a blanket differs slightly from kolaches. Very similar ingredients. I think pigs in a blanket is just a little bit smaller, more hors d'oeuvre style, more a little appetizer-ish. So, not as filling, I guess you'd say, but it's National Pigs in a Blanket Day. And then also, today is National Bucket List Day. April 24th, celebrate National Bucket List Day to remind us it's never too late to set new goals. Go on a dream vacation and inspire people around you to enjoy life to the fullest. Hashtag National Bucket List Day. Choey and I, we learned that he and I kind of have the same, we do have at least one similar item on the bucket list. We both want to go to Fenway Park in Boston. So I thought it was pretty cool. You know someone for a long time and you don't know everyone's dreams and stuff. So that was awesome. Hopefully everyone's out there trying to follow their dreams as well. All right, rolling on over to the headlines real quick.
It's time for this week's edition of Choey and Jandler's Headlines. Yay! Hooray!
Now, this will be kind of short with me, and then I'll be able to blend in to when we were able to fix the problem and get it downloaded, and Choey will be there. This week's headlines didn't have as many, just a couple before Ask the Principal segment. Number one, we talked about how pronunciation is important with, especially with people's names, because you don't want to offend them. It's a photo here of a New York Mets baseball shortstop. His name is Marcus Semien, but if you were somehow to accidentally remove that I, I'm sure you would offend him by calling him Marcus Seaman, and he might not like that. And then Choey reminded everybody that when I was in the Navy, that's what he used to call me in the beginning, Seaman Being. So, Choey, Choey and Jandler, we just like to rib each other all the time. And it reminded me, too, of when he and I were in high school, there was a running back they ended up going to Penn State, whose name was Curtis Enos. And there was always this joke or this urban legend that he chose Penn State over Ohio State because they accidentally misspelled his name with a P and called him Curtis Penis. And I could tell you what, if that's true, I could definitely understand why he'd be a little bit of annoyed by it, right? All right, so next headline, Choey and I, we did get to discuss how tough it is sometimes communicating with kids as they're crying. Communicating is that you're trying to talk to them when they're bawling because sometimes, or most of the time, when they're in that state, it's really hard to decipher what they're saying. And I was telling him last week, and I got an alarm going off, so maybe hear this in the background. Um, I had a kid who was on the ground, kind of, he was crying, and the only word I could make out of what he was saying, because I was asking what was going on, was just the word no. But there were so many other pieces to it that I didn't catch, that I was just like, what? So that may have offended him. Obviously, it didn't help the situation, but he was able to calm down eventually. I say offended him because he was probably annoyed because he's trying to get help, and I'm like, what? I don't know what you're saying. Choey also said he experienced the same problem. When you talk to kids and like, they're crying, and you're like, oh, and so I get it. So we both have had that similar experience, right? And then the last part of our headlines was talking about how I was asking him, ask a principal, a little serious side here. Actually, before that, do want to say we gave a shout out to, and not a Choey and Jandler comedy shout out, but there was a principal who tackled a shooter in Oklahoma, and I was, very, very heroic of him, to make sure he kept his staff and students safe. More ways than one, he's very important. In Oklahoma, the high school rewarded him by elected him prom king. So congrats, Choey and Jandler say congrats. And now I said I was going to lead on to expose on parent interactions. How do you deal with some of these difficult parents and difficult conversations? And so I'm going to stop it here, and it'll blend into Choey.
Welcome back. The recording will begin in a moment.
What were you saying with the parent interactions? Like, what is your best advice, or what are you always trying to remember?
Well, because when they're coming with legit concerns, I'm like, okay, we can work with you, because it's a legit concern. You're coming, and it's something we're, maybe we're not wrong, but we could definitely improve. I'm like, all right, let's see, let's have that conversation, figure it out. But it's the ones where they come with just the crazy, I don't think my kid should have a consequence. I don't believe in that. And I say, okay, well, society has rules. You take your kid out of school, then, man. Go do what you got to do. Because someone come with I had a parent when I was still at campus level, and her kid had gotten busted with a vape. And I mean, it is what it is. That's the thing. I'm not trying to be a cop. I'm not trying to, not busting in Miami Vice. Who's got the pot? None of some crazy stuff. But hey, it's your kid got caught with it. It's in their backpack.
Yeah.
And on top of that, she tried to conceal it by moving it from one spot to another. It is what it is. We caught her.
Why?
The parent was
I'm sorry, man.
She just asked me because the roads around the area are real crap.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, well, I'm gonna ask you something. I was like, okay. She's like, what are you gonna do about the roads? And I said, what? And she's like, the roads, they're all horrible. They're all they got potholes and they're all messed up. What are you gonna do about that? And I said,
Are they roads around the school or roads in the city?
City.
In the town. Oh, yeah, that's even, because that even makes less sense. Because not that I would have asked you anyway, but if it had been on a campus road, I'd have been like, okay, maybe Dr. Tribbiani has some authority over this, but roads out in town, no. It oh my gosh, me, I hate how my brain works. So I'm like, oh yeah, this, and I totally forget it. But it's gonna come back at some point. But I know that no. Do you remember? I think you were still at the middle school when you had that on camera where that girl was giving oral sex to that boy, and you had to talk to the parents, and that boy's mom was like, he said she made him do it, and you're like, yeah, because I remember you told me this, and I was laughing over the phone, because it's and any dude would just be would laugh at a statement like that, but to have to sit there and try and tell an adult ma'am, so I get where you're coming from, but that no, that's you tell everybody what you said exactly, because I'm not trying to steal it.
No, I mean, you can take it away. That was a craziest thing, because she sat there and she said, well, we talked to him about it, and he said he blacked out, and when he came to, he had no idea what was going on, and she was just doing that to him, and he tried to make her stop, but she wouldn't. And I was like, yeah, that wasn't what was on the film though. And at one point she pulls her face away, and he pushes her face back into that region. So I don't know that that's exactly what happened. Because I was trying to make sure, like, I learned early on when I was my administrative career, like, you don't want to basically say your kid's a liar, because then it just kind of puts up that wall. But you have to figure out creative ways to tell them, well, this is what I was told, this is what we saw, this is what we're going with. And so that way when they come back and they're like, well, you're calling my kid a liar, and I'm like, I didn't say that. But this is where the evidence points us to. And when that mom said that, I was like, we're not gonna like horror shame this little girl. Like, she shouldn't have done what she did, but your boy's not gonna get away with coming and being like, what? She forced me to allow her to do that. And I was like, yeah, today's not the day. No, sir.
Yeah, it's just like whatever, man. Whatever. No, I totally get it. I have parents that are I'm riffing again because I'm trying to remember my thought. I was like, I've never called a kid a liar. And parents would be like, so you calling my kid a liar? I was like, no, I'm just telling you they're not telling you the truth, or they're not telling you everything. I was like, no, I'm not calling them a liar, but there's things they're missing out, But I had parents, and we've talked about this too, and this creates stress for me this week. It's like, well, I teach my kid to hit back, and I'm like, I actually had a parent say that, and I was like, look, please be advised, if your child hits back, they can also be disciplined as well. And if you have any questions about that, please contact admin, and they can explain our school and district policy to you. And her thing was like, oh, they'll basically getting a call from me. And I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to get into this, because it's one of those, I was reading it, how you read messages and you can kind of hear the animosity. And I was like, no, I'm not getting involved in this situation right now. But no, it's like I said, some of the expose I put, like there's or just say, like, just to show and highlight like what we deal with as teachers. I screenshotted some of the stuff I was dealing with, and I sent it to my niece, who wants to be a teacher, and I was like, this is what you might be expecting. Like, I get a lot of parents that love me, but I'll have every now and then I'll have parents that don't, and the ones that don't are always saying that I'm mean or whatever, right? It's always my fault. They want their kid moved, and then their kid moves to another classroom, and their kid's doing the same stuff, and they realize, oh, it wasn't Mr. Bing,
Yeah. Well, you hope that they realize, because
no,
my experience with that, a lot of times I've had some parents that are like, oh, it's just because nobody at this school likes my kid. And I'm like, that's not it. That's not it at all. Like, we weren't like, hey, do you see that kid coming in? Let's everybody just hate that kid.
Yeah.
Like, your kid acts like a fool.
Yeah.
And no, we're trying to tell him not to do it, and then you're upset because you discipline him. And you really, I really just want to, like, with parents like, look, here's the deal. If you would have actually be a good parent and discipline your child, then we wouldn't be dealing with this. But you're a crappy parent, and therefore that's where we're at.
Yeah. But anyway, on to one last lighter note, right? Or one last headline before the break. I put on here, right? Communicating with kids as they're crying. I don't know how often you dealt with this on the older grade level, but it made me think of this. I think it was like last Friday. This kid, like sometimes kids just start crying, right? And you try and, especially me in elementary, I try and have conversations with them, like, why are you crying? But you're trying to talk to kids as they're crying, and you can't understand a single thing they're saying. They're like, and you're just like, what? And then they get mad at you, and you're just like, you're trying to like play charades. And I had this kid, he was on the ground, didn't want to get up. It was lunchtime, and people were asking me why he's crying. And I was like, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
The only word I got out of it, the only word I understood when he was talking to me was the word no. Like, he's like, I think what happened is he didn't get his table group in art didn't win like a lollipop. And I think that's why he was crying, but I was just like, I'm having to guess. I was like, I don't know.
You're like, I don't know, something about like candy, or maybe the fact that, like, I don't know, like his team didn't win the other day. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
with this
it's
guy.
like, but he was like, he got over it like after about 5 to 10 minutes, and he was just fine, like it didn't happen. But for those time when he's crying, he's just like, I was like, hey, we're about to go to lunch. Don't you want to go to lunch? Then we're gonna go to recess. And he's like, just shaking his head no. And I'm like, what? You know, like, so it was stuff I deal with. Did you ever deal with that in the older grades? Kids, I hopefully would like to think don't do that.
Not as hard a crime, but when I was in elementary, yeah, like, and they would, especially when they would just bust out crying all of a sudden, you're like, what's going on? Why are you crying? Like, who did this? what is going on? Why are you like that? Like, what is? And then I know exactly what you're talking about, because and it's like, just okay, just I don't even know. Just you do you. I got an email I need to write right now. I'm gonna do that, and then if you haven't passed out from hyperventilation, we can talk again.
And it reminds me, or thinking about you. Remember League of Their Own, where there's no crying in baseball. You're like, there's no crying in high school. It's like, what are you crying for, or whatever. I had it's totally different because I can't hear it on my left ear, but sometimes kids talk to me on my left side, and I'm just like, I was like, I have no idea what they said. I'm like, sure, or I was like, no, nice try. We'll talk about it later. They could be like, can I go to the bathroom? I'm like, yeah, go sit down. They're like, what?
Yeah, nice try. We'll talk about it later. I don't know. The kid peed. I don't know why he peed in his pants. He never told me he had to go.
They're like, oops. But any headlines for you this week, dude? I'm going to roll us to the break.
I was trying to think, but I don't think so. No. My job's really really lame right now.
Laid back, lame.
Yeah.
It's almost summertime as well for you, right? Like you're getting close like us.
Yeah, we got finals week coming up here in a couple weeks, and that's gonna be our busiest thing. And from what I understand, summertime nobody shows up in our office. So.
Oh, nice. You're like, I don't know what to do then.
Pretty much.
Oh, the Casey Conception get drafted. Dude, I gotta look. Did you see the Cowboys drafted a defensive end from Central Florida?
Yeah, I saw that. And it's like, I'm glad that they got an end. I guess hopefully he fits the
Lawrence.
scheme. I saw it and I saw the M. Lawrence. I was like, Martin Lawrence, comedian, 70-something years old, whatever he is.
You're like, sold. Give me more. But
well, I'm hoping he's worth it. Like, and he really is that good of a defensive end, because it's like, otherwise you kind of wasted that pick.
Well, they moved back. They got 2 new picks, so we'll see. I bet he's athletic. It's just like you said, it's got to fit the scheme, the system. All right, dude.
I don't think they have a second. I think the next time they pick is like in the 3rd. So.
Oh, well, but they're gonna have all these 4th rounds now. Hey, moving on to the second half of the episode. First, we're gonna do a little, I guess, I'm gonna call it a teachable moment. This is just Jandler speaking here. When pronunciation is important, right? I sent this to you on text, I think, last week. Maybe you didn't get a chance to see it. Just like I don't always get to see your stuff. This is Marcus Simeon, right? And I'm like, if you take away the I, just like if you misspell it, like, how would you pronounce this guy's name, Choey, if you didn't have that letter I there?
It would be just like what I used to call you when you were first in the military, when I thought you were a Navy seaman.
Yeah, you're like Marcus Seaman. And you're like, huh.
Yeah, and you know that guy probably got that all the time as a kid too. He's like, yeah, I get it.
Dude,
fun name.
that reminded me, and I knew I had a second part of the story. I can't remember. It's not on the thing, but when we were in high school, remember Curtis Enos for Penn State?
Yeah.
I remember hearing this story, and maybe it was a urban legend or whatever, but like I thought he turned down Michigan because they misspelled his name with a P. He said he turned down Ohio State because they misspelled his name, but there's been like no corroboration that they called him Curtis Penis, which I think we can say because it's a scientific term or whatever, right? But I was like, yeah,
it's true.
You and like, if the guy is good, if you call someone a name like that, they're probably going to be like, yeah, I don't like you anymore. I'm not going to your school.
Especially that dude. He was like, what? He was a big dude. He was like 250. I'd have been like, what is his last name?
Well, he's a running
Let's
back.
make sure
you talking about the baseball guy?
No, I'm talking about
Curtis. He would have been about 220, 230 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Something like
big
that.
Dude. I remember him being like, he looked like he was a kind of a heavy back.
Yeah. And then that was one of those stretches when Remember that, like these running backs kept going high in the draft, like in the top 10, and they weren't like really panning out. Like I almost called him Curtis Penis. Curtis Enos, Cedric Benson. Like, there like there's a couple others I can't think of right now, but they went higher, and you're like, oh, and then they really didn't do anything. You know, they didn't pan. Ron Dane didn't do much.
There's from Curtis Enos, he was at Penn State, right?
Yeah.
Larry Johnson was from Penn State too. He was kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
There was a, yeah, I mean, Cedric Benson. There was another guy.
Well, a lot of the Texas running backs didn't really pan out too. Well, Jamal Charles, he was from UT, but he did good.
He did pretty good. Ricky Williams came on late, but when he was at New Orleans, he was horrible.
Yeah, Ricky Williams he was great when they started doing that Wildcat thing, you know?
Yeah.
That's at him and Ronnie Brown, because Ronnie Brown didn't do much either at Auburn, and then they had the Wildcat. But hey, this next part is one of the things I think it's after you text me, like, hey, did you see that? It's hard for me to see it on Instagram or whatever, right? But I'm going to play this clip, and then this. So when I watched what you sent me, I was like, this sounds like something Choey would do. Like, so you can explain what this guy means in this little video.
We say pros come bait, cheers mate, and cheers mate again, or simply cheers. Sometimes it's auto, sunny, other times it's cheers up. You effing hoser. We also say sade, salute, saluti, otage, skull, let's all say. Now's that roge in the Russian way in Vietnam. We shout out yo, walugi wawa, make South Africa glow. In Portugal, it's a solid soda and button mo. Ukraine's here to stay. Taiwan says compare, drink it down with pride. Then someone slams the table, next round they cried. In Thailand we clink and shout out Chong. Then back to the bar till the liquor's gone. For Jamaica it's allowed, your mom. No matter the place, we drink till dawn. In Israel they shout L'chaim with cheer. Bangladesh says joy, hope, raise your beer. Poland sings Nazdrovie with pride. Lithuania says Swaika, worldwide. In India we say cheer, or badai ho if you're bold. Hungary says Ega Shedder, don't go too slow. New Caledonia joins in with a la Votra, let it flow. From Ghana it's Akpatesi, let the good times roll. In Serbia shout Jivali from the soul. In Morocco we cry Bisaha with flair. Ecuador says salute, fiesta everywhere. And in Finland we say kippis, raise your beer in the air. Argentina shout salute, tango feet hit the floor. Chile echo salute, one more round to pour. Hong Kong yells yum, sing, skyscraper lights ignite. Bahrain calls ya ish, desert drinks at night. Jordan cheers, Fiji tack, ancient stones look on. Iraq says say hi, we keep the party strong. Malaysia smiles, minimum street food, midnight swirl. Singapore roars yum, saying cheers around the world. That's how Choey and Jandler cheers around the world. Cheers, cheers. Around the world, different languages, same sentiment. Raising our glasses to friendship and joy. Cheers, cheers around the world. Cheers, cheers around the world. Laughing loud with every boy and girl. From dive bars to rooftops unfurled. That's how we toast around the world. Yeah, that's how we toast around the world. First stop Germany, where the bratwurst is hot. Raise a stein of England, tea and culture on the spot. South Korea's got the K-pop beats. Russia's winter snow makes the world feel sweet. Canada, maple leaf pride. The Philippines, islands where beauty resides. Hungary's rich with paprika heat. Egeshedder makes the cheers complete. India, spices and festivals bloom. Badai-ho echoes from rooftop to room. Thailand's flavors make our senses swoon. We shout out Chon under a bright full moon. Taiwan, they shout compare with might. Then toast to joy well into the night. New Caledonia where the waters gleam. Malavotra we toast by the coral stream. And Ghana's drums beat strong and free. Akpateshi rings out in unity. Yeah. Salute pros campe, hey, raise it high in every way. From neon streets to desert skies, we toast beneath the same moonrise. Shivali kip is chon tonight, laughing loud till morning light. Choey yells another round, Chandler spills it on the ground.
Hi there. I'm here to help Choey and Jandler to read an advertisement for buyblacket.com. Please shop buyblacket.com. Are you looking for unique gifts at unbeatable prices? Then look no further. Buyblacket.com has quality merchandise for everyone on your list, from gifts for cat and dog lovers to American fans, beer enthusiasts, and even Jesus lovers. As for teachers, we didn't forget about you. Please don't miss our funny attire to brighten up your classroom. So bring a smile to your loved ones' faces and shop buyblacket.com today. Tell them Choey and Jandler sent you.
Hi there, Ryan Reynolds here on behalf of my friends Choey and Jandler. You may know me from movies where I either save the world or ruin Thanksgiving. But today, folks, I'm not here to sell you cologne, crypto, or questionable NFTs. I'm actually here to tell you about Fish.audio. This isn't really me talking right now. This is my voice, made by Fish.audio, which frankly is terrifying. It sounds exactly like me, and trust me, I've heard my voice in 87 trailers. This is better. Whether you're a podcaster with a potato microphone, a game developer building an army of space dolphins, or just lonely and want a perfect Morgan Freeman to read your grocery list out loud to you, Fish.audio has you covered. Fish.audio is easily one of the best voice generation platforms I have ever used, which is saying something, because I've done voiceover for a toothpaste brand in 4 languages I don't even speak. And speaking of that, Fish.audio is cross-lingual, which means it supports 13 different languages. Their amazing program also allows you to clone voices. Fish.audio make your voice legendary, or at least make my voice say weird things. I legally can't stop you either way.
Hot Crazy Matrix, it's everything a young man needs to know about women. I've developed this on my own over 46 years of living on the earth. Hot is, as usual, measured from 0 to 10. Crazy is measured from 4 to 10 because, of course, there's no such thing as a woman who's not at least a 4 crazy. This is your hot crazy line right here. Very important that you keep in mind where the hot crazy line is. This is your no-go zone. We do not hang around and marry women who are not, at least in our mind, a 5. We just rule this out. Life is better this way. This is your fun zone. You want to move out of the fun zone to a more permanent location. Above the crazy line, we have the danger zone. This is your redheads, your strippers, anyone named Tiffany, hairdressers. This is where your car gets keyed, you get a bunny in the pot, tires get slashed, and you wind up in jail. At this point, understand something. Any woman that you have previously located on this chart can vanish from that location and appear anywhere else on the chart. Above an 8 hot, about a 7 crazy. This is your date zone. These are women that you introduce to your friends and your family. Reasonably not crazy most of the time. Now, above an 8 hot and between about a 7 and a 5 crazy, this is your wife zone. This zone is not scaled to size. Below a 5 crazy and above an 8 hot, this is your unicorn zone. These things don't exist. If you find a unicorn, please capture it safely, keep it alive. We'd like to study it and maybe look at how to replicate that. I was explaining this to a guy one time and he said, wait a minute. I met this girl and she's like smoking hot. She's like at least a 9 and she's chill. She's totally cool. I said, you should be careful. That's a dude. You're talking to a tranny. Down here, below a 4 crazy and above an 8 hot, you're probably talking to a dude.
For the women watching, is there a male version of that? I mean,
yeah, it's a little simpler, but we can do it real quick. It doesn't take very long at all. You got your cute axis and you got your money axis, okay? Women have a very large no-go zone. This is for dudes who are neither hot nor have a lot of money. This is the husband section. Once you cross a line and have sufficient amounts of money, it is no longer relevant how hot you are. And women have a fun zone here where a dude is broke but hot. That is the cute versus rich matrix for women.
You know what made me think, other than you sent that to me and it was funny? You're still there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you weren't moving. I was like, oh, I froze. I was kind of imagining in my head. I was like, I wonder if Choey would give this pep talk to his sons. You know, like you just sit down and have the talk. Just watch this video, boys. Watch the video. It'll explain everything.
Yeah.
You know, that part where he talked about the danger zone, right? And he's like, yeah, this is like your redheads or strip. I almost did it to a friend of mine that she's married and she's got red hair, but I don't think she has a sense of humor to laugh at it
her
like
name
that.
Tiffany?
No, her name's not Tiffany. That reminded us obviously of high school too, because of our friend whose girlfriend was named Tiffany. She didn't seem crazy, but she was redhead and her name was Tiffany.
And her name was Tiffany, so it's like a double whammy.
Yeah. It'd be interesting. We have to ask, hey, was this true?
Yes, it was.
How did you find that? It just popped up on your feed?
Scrolling through social media stuff. Just those random stupid things that like pop up, and I was like, this is good. Love it.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. Wonder how long it took that guy to think of the, the explanations and everything,
Yeah.
He went in depth into it, He really thought about it, It
When
made
he
a lot
sold
of
it too,
sense.
like it was a real lesson.
Yeah.
No laughing at all. Like right here, these ones are your no-goes. They're not pretty. They're not this.
I laughed at the part where I laughed at the unicorn part too. He's like, "That's a unicorn, catch him." But the one they're like, what happens when some guy's like, she's just like she's really smoking hot. She's like a 9 or whatever, and she's chill. And it's like, yeah, that's a dude, man. That's not a girl.
That's a dude. You're talking to a trainee. It's like, yeah, and then we lost that one country, I'm sure, for that one.
All right. Hey, last thing here. This I found an app, or actually it's a website, and I took a song I made on my Suno with my AI, and I made a little like an explanation. It's like a singing explanation of what Fiesta is in San Antonio, right? So like a little education part here, and you'll get to see the value, or the quality of this thing, right? Because we're near, this is the last week of Fiesta, so let me play this for you, sir.
When April hits San Antonio town, nobody sleeps and nobody slows down. The streets are packed, the traffic's a fight, and somehow your cousin got lost the first night. We started Travis Park with music and cheer. The mayor says welcome, and somebody grabs a beer. Then Taste of the Republic serves brisket with class, till somebody spills barbecue sauce all over their pants. Oh, Fiesta, Fiesta. We dance and we sing with medals that jingle, with confetti in spring. If you get lost downtown, don't panic no more. Just follow the music, the tacos and rolls. The New Orleans rolls in with crawfish and spice. A guy yells French words, though he says I'm not nice. The carnival spins till your stomach says no, but you still spend $50 to win one stuffed crow. Down in Market Square, the music won't stop. The turkey legs bigger than anything at H-E-B Shock. The oyster bake comes with smoke in the air, and one guy hugs a trash can like it's true love is there. Oh, Fiesta, Fiesta. The city's alive with parades, giant turkey legs, and traffic on I-35. Everybody says I'm only staying one more hour. Then suddenly it's midnight, and you're buying another flower. Old Mexico dances, the cowboys alright. At the charreta, they twirl ropes with pride. You think I could do that? Then quickly decide you probably get hit and go home bruised outside. The river parade floats by with lights on the stream, while half of downtown turns into one giant scream. Then we honor the Alamo, quiet and proud for 5 whole minutes. Then we head back to the crowd. Oh, Fiesta, Fiesta. Raise your beer in the air with oysters, little doggies, and glitter everywhere. For 20 days in San Antonio, nobody gets much rest. But every year we do it all again, because we love it best. And now you'll say you ain't a wit, $20 cash. 3 hours later, you got medals and ash. You ate fried Oreo, sausage and pie, and bought a weird hat, you will never know why. Coronation comes next, with sequins and jokes, making fun of politicians and rich fancy folks. Then Battle of Flowers fill streets wall to wall, while grandma's been saving her seat there since fall. Fiesta, Fiesta. We laugh and we sway, with medals on our shirts and confetti all day. The city keeps dancing from morning till night, and nobody remembers where they parked by midnight. young William as art and strange chickens for sale. Casper rolls, leave confetti in your truck without fail. And Fiesta medals jingle all over your chest till you walk like a pirate leaning off to the left. Raise your drink and shower, tacos, parades, and people all about. For 20 straight days, San Antonio knows best. Long live Fiesta. Now where did I park and where's the rest?
It's not every time did the words match up or the video match up with what the words were saying. Sometimes it was a little early, but I love the song. And speaking of that was with AI. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it looked like a real, for the most part, video. Honestly, like real people.
The thing was awesome. It took forever to make though. Like it was a little annoying for me. Like it took a while, right? And I had to have like so many points, whatever. But that was pretty cool, and I love the explanation. You know, I learned stuff. I was like, oh yeah.
They saw the little, what's it called? The Chihuahua. Made me think of a Taco Bell dog. He's like, I think I need a bigger box.
They said like yo quiero.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yeah, that's like I think like those late 90s. It's like, well, they're like the only Spanish I knew for a while, and people were like, "That's not all Hispanic people say." Don't say that at all. But yeah,
it was actually a pretty good video, though.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool video, and so I'll probably use that again at some point, especially if you ever see. I need your explanation of what you want for the Choey and Jandler video. Yeah, I was like, you have a picture in your mind, and I need that picture, or I need your explanation to help me make it come to life or whatever. But I really like that song, man. I've started loving playing with the Suno, like the cumbia type stuff, right? And that kind of the hip hop with the Hispanic like flair. I like that. And it's you know how we've done the hoppiness overload with like the songs like the country and then the 80s version. I want to redo or I want to cover those 10 songs with some different like Hispanic vibes, like you know, Spanish music vibes. Like I did one song with like a Spanish guitar, but I want to do like another one with like cumbia. I kind of want to do one kind of like Selena, like, you know. So like, you know, remember that the square dance song I think I made, or the line dance song I made? I kind of want to see if I can turn that into a Selena type, you know, salsa dance or whatever.
I got you.
All right, you want to do the what do you call it? The socials?
Yeah, give me a second. Let me pull up.
All right. If not, I can do it. There'll be a lot of taking out of space here. Nobody's fault though.
You're gonna take out my space? That's so dirty of you. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so you can follow us on X and TikTok at Choey and Jan. That's at CHOEY, the letter N, JAN. And on Threads and Instagram, it's at Choey and Jan 2, at CHOEYNJANTOO. On Facebook, Jandler Bing. And as always, on your dirty dial on YouTube, Jandler Bing 969.
So you keep doing that now, just so you can keep. You gotta remember you did that. I'm sorry. I'm looking at some of the picks that I'd missed. The Browns picked up a receiver, Casey Concepcion.
Concepcion.
So that's right. So I think it's Concepcion, but like people keep pronouncing it Conception. Is that just white people that don't know how to say it?
Yeah, because I mean, if you watch like the games and stuff like that, it's KC Concepcion.
I mean, it's spelled Concepcion. So, Dylan, Thieneman went to he went from Oregon. He went to Chicago, and then Texans drafted a guard. There's been quite a few trades going on here lately. Just because they're trading back.
There's like, I think that's just because there wasn't like I don't know that I heard a lot of top tier talent like across like a whole bunch of positions. There was like certain guys that you just always kept hearing the whole time. You know what I mean? I
kept hearing there's a lot of solid receiving core, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, but you had your big three or whatever in terms of like, hey, these receivers are like the guy, you know, like in Carnell Tate, you know, Jordan Tyson, stuff like that. But And then everybody else is like, well, this is a solid person. They could be really, really good or whatever. So,
yeah.
All right. But we are done for this month, sir. It's time to pull the plug. Is it cool? Sounds like it.
Live and loud till morning light. Joey has another round. Chandler spills it on the ground.